Welcome back to Only Talk Sports, where we talk sports every day, or at least we try to. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content that's sports related, and like this video if you like this kind of content. Now, this is very interesting. The ACC so far is struggling. They are not doing very well. I don't know what's going on, but three big results: one a loss and two wins for the ACC in football so far this weekend. Now, Virginia Tech is the big one. They lost to Old Dominion 20-17 last night on Friday. And why is that big? That is big because Virginia Tech lost to Old Dominion back when they were ranked, when they were doing good, and they were 13th a few years ago, and then now they just lost to them 20-17. Now there were issues with Virginia Tech coordinators got stuck in an elevator going up to the coach's box at Old Dominion, and there was a delay, and you could say that caused them to struggle. Virginia Tech played poor. I don't know what's going on with Virginia Tech. I thought Virginia Tech was going to have a decent season in Brent Pry's first year as head coach, but it's not looking good. Grant Wells did not play good, the transfer from Marshall. They were just struggling all around. I don't know, but again, Virginia Tech not looking good. But to me, the two bigger results: North Carolina, a team that a lot of people think can be decent this year. Maybe not, again, push for the ACC Coastal Division, because they were not very good last year, and people thought, well, maybe they'll be a little bit better this year. The defense has to improve, blah, blah, blah. But they were terrible on defense today against Appalachian State. People were worried last week, including myself, against Florida A&M, that they were not very good on defense because they gave up 24 points to a team that had 25 players that were ineligible because of academic problems or whatever, and they just weren't looking good. But it was week one. You can kind of forgive it, shrug your shoulder. Well, the offense was good. Maybe they'll do better next week. And a lot of people had Appalachian State as a trap game. But North Carolina, at the end of the third, was winning 41-21 over Appalachian State at the end of the third. And then they give up 5 touchdowns in a row to Appalachian State. 5 touchdowns in a row. And then they go for an onside kick because Appalachian State goes for 2. They're down 55. They're up 55-54, North Carolina is. Appalachian State does not get the 2, which they should have got the 2. And I think it was 56-55, and they didn't get the 2 because the guy overthrew the ball. And then North Carolina, they recover the onside kick. Instead of going down, it really reminds me of the Penn State-Indiana game in 2020, where James Franklin was going crazy at the Penn State player to go down, and he scores the touchdown, and that helps Indiana go all the way down the field, score a touchdown, go for 2, and then they end up going to overtime and they win. North Carolina runs it back instead of going down, and they score a touchdown to kick the extra point. And they're up 63-55. But then Appalachian State runs the ball down to the 50, and then in 2 throws, they're all the way into the end zone at 63-61. Now, they did stop the quarterback at the 1. But again, North Carolina wins 63-61. And Mack Brown, after the game, was saying that both teams played well, both quarterbacks played well, but that's just terrible. North Carolina's defense is awful, and they're going to have to improve big time if they're going to have any chance to be good this year, because, again, Appalachian State's a decent team. I can understand if you win a game like 28-24, but 63-61 to a non-Power 5 school is not good, and North Carolina has a lot of work to do if they're going to be a better team. And the other one, NC State, the team a lot of people think can beat Clemson and win the Atlantic Division, well, not the way they played. They struggled against East Carolina, and they won 21-20. And the only reason that NC State beat ECU is because of the fact that they had special teams help by a punt block return for the touchdown that got them up over ECU, and they also ECU missed a field goal and an extra point. If they had not got that punt block for a touchdown, ECU wins the game. If ECU hits that field goal at the end of the game, ECU wins the game. If they hit the extra point, it's going to overtime, and ECU still has a chance to win the game. NC State did not look good. Devin Leary did not look like himself. He didn't play like he did last year, where he went through like 40 touchdowns and 5 picks or something like that. He had a touchdown and a pick. He didn't play well. NC State just didn't play well at all. ECU played better than NC State. But again, if the special teams didn't fail ECU, then NC State wins. Then ECU wins, and NC State's going home with a loss back to Raleigh. And that's not a good look for NC State, a team that's supposed to, in a lot of people's eyes, beat Clemson. And I don't have NC State beating Clemson, but I think I thought it was possible before this, but not the way they're playing. So the ACC football teams, those three teams anyway, have got some problems. Again, Virginia Tech losing to Old Dominion 20-17. North Carolina struggling on the road at Appalachian State, only winning 63-61, and NC State escaping because of special teams issues by ECU 21-20. Again, the ACC got stuff to figure out, but this is again showing that even with all this realignment, that the SEC and the Big Ten is ahead of the ACC, because even teams that in the ACC that are supposed to be good are just not looking good right now, and those are only the three teams, but that's just not a good result so far. But we'll have to continue to see what the ACC is going to do in football, but three very interesting results early on this weekend. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Like this video down below if you like this kind of content. Comment down below what you think about this game, whether you thought that the ACC, if I'm overreacting a bit, and that the ACC is going to be fine, or there is that some cause for concern with the ACC, and I will see you next time.